Okay guys, I'm here with John Nelson today. He's a black belt from Alliance, Pennsylvania, and he is 47 years old, and he has something very special because he's 47 years old, he's black belt, and he works as a sales guy, right, for medical suppliers, and he travels all over US, and every time he travels, he brings his gi with. So he told me he has visited over 107 jiu-jitsu schools around the country. So today, I made a blog post some while ago talking about like how you should approach on school when you are visiting. So I think there's no better to answer your questions than this guy here who has visited over 107 schools. And for him it's even different because he's black belt, he gets there as a black belt. So how he deals with that, like if someone tries to challenge him, or are they friendly with him, how does he do to approach the school? So my first question here is gonna be like, you are somewhere, you are in some city. How do you research which school you're gonna visit?
Yeah, it's pretty easy. Well, thank you so much, Bernardo, for this seminar. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, I just made a seminar here at Alliance, Pennsylvania. It was a great turnout, over like 45 people on the mat. Go ahead, John.
So when I'm traveling, I travel about 2, 3, 4 nights a week. I always just look up a jiu-jitsu school, usually via Google or Facebook. I do a little research, find out the name of the instructors, find out their bio. I don't always contact them. A lot of times I like to show up 30, 45 minutes before the scheduled class. Most jiu-jitsu schools have their schedules posted on their websites. I like to show up early. I always offer to obviously pay a mat fee and also sign a release.
Cool. So he pretty much replied my both two questions here. My first question would be, how do you research a school? He replied, and how does he contact? So he said that you not always contact, you see the schedule.
Correct. I usually do not contact them ahead of time because a lot of schools are closed during the day. So I usually get an answer machine. So I just show up in person.
Cool. And then when you get there, how do you act? I mean, like, I think the humble way should be the best way, right? And we were talking yesterday, so explain like
This is a very good question. Number one, you got to be respectful. You got to be respectful of the school's rules and the black belt's rules. So for example, I go to a school and they demand that you wear a rash guard under the gi. So we don't have that policy at my school, but when I visit there, I put the rash guard under the gi. So you want to be respectful. You want to be humble. We all know jiu-jitsu is a very humbling sport. It's a small community, everyone's welcoming, but you want to be very humble when you go in there. And lastly, walk in with a smile. People don't know you, they don't know what you look like, but if you have a smile on your face, you let down your guard, people know you're not a threat, you're just looking to train, meet new people, new techniques, and get some rolls in.
No, that was a great one, because many times when I'm teaching and someone shows up, if the guy smiles, it gives you another energy. It's much easier to deal with that person after that smile. You know he's happy to be there. So I think that was a great one. And any bad experience, John?
Honestly, over 10 years of training at probably close to now 150 schools, I have not had a bad experience. Man,
that's awesome. That shows like how jiu-jitsu is changing. And I think long time ago, I don't know if it was like that, I heard that jiu-jitsu was, at least in Brazil a long time ago, was more like for tough guys. It was not like, it was another environment. Nowadays I think it's changing a lot. And so what's the biggest tip here you would give to someone that...
The biggest tip, especially if you're a blue, purple, brown or black belt, don't be a bully. When you're training at other places, don't tap the lower belts. You can catch them in something, catch and release, but do not tap and beat up on the lower belts because the owner, the head instructor, and the other black belts are going to be looking. So I would just roll clean, don't be rude, be respectful, have a smile on your face, and train hard.
Cool. No, that was a very good one. I think he is the perfect person to talk about it because he has visited this amount of schools, like 107, probably more than I. And I'm doing a lot of seminars and this and that. And many times I see people kind of shy to visit other schools. Many times when I'm doing seminars, people even ask me like, oh, can I visit Marcelo's school? Of course, I mean, it's open to everybody, have a bunch of visitors. So I think that's how every school should be as well. And always be welcome with the guests. And man, thanks so much, John. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Bernardo.
It was great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Os.